Okay, I don't think I've ever put out this many videos in my life in one day, even when I post to OnlyFans. So, this is astounding. So, for this video, it's pretty much going to be kind of an energy check, but not necessarily. Well, alright, it's an energy check. So, I used my Fairy Oracle deck to see what's going on with you. So, as you can see, we have 3 piles here. This is pile 1 with my amethyst, this is pile 2 with my lapis, and this is pile 3 with my wand. I have no clue which stone that is. If you know, please leave it in the comments. I was immediately drawn to it in the shop, and yeah, I love it. I have no clue what it's actually for though, so if you know, please let me know. But yeah, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Pile number 1. Mourning for something sacred which seems lost. Okay. Oh. The number on this card is actually number 8. I wouldn't be surprised if you were seeing 8s. I mean, obviously, right? But like, you know, combinations of 8, 818, 888, you know. I feel like for people who have chosen this, you're kind of lost. You may not really... you may not be mourning a particular person. I feel like when it comes to your spiritual journey and where you're at right now, you may be hitting a roadblock, which is okay. We all hit roadblocks. I hit them quite frequently. Half the time I feel like I'm fumbling in space and have no clue what the hell's going on. I think you just need time to realign yourself, to really slow down. It feels like a lot of you want instant results for the work that you've been putting in, but it's like you're not even really celebrating the amount of work that you've done. You really need to take time to appreciate the progress that you've already made. If you're doing something, okay, you're supposed to be doing the work. It's like you don't get a cookie every time, you know what I mean? Like they're not supposed to give you, your spirit guides are not supposed to give you a cookie every time you do the work. You're supposed to do the work. And when you do it, you need to be the one to stop and appreciate that you've jumped over this hurdle instead of feeling like you're missing something, because that's what's kind of keeping you where you're at. That's why you feel so lost. You're not even appreciating all of the work that you've done. You really just need to sit back and say, damn, I did that shit. I did it. I took time to really figure out where my blockages were, to ground myself, to take time for myself, to remove things that no longer serve a purpose in my life. I did this shit. You really need to just be thankful. And once you start being thankful for the accomplishments, the little milestones, the things that you've already done, the bigger stuff can start to roll in. That's what I'm getting for your energy check. I hope this was helpful. Okay, pile 2. Whoops. Creation, dawn, the beginning. Crystal magic. I like that. It feels like some of you who picked this are kind of new. Number at the top of the card is 21. It feels like some of you who picked this are kind of new to spirituality, or you're not necessarily new to it in the sense that you knew what it was and you had started some type of journey. I think you're just now trying to figure out what works for you, what tools can be helpful and useful. I definitely feel like with the card specifying crystal magic on it, crystals might be your thing. As you can see, I have several crystals on my space. I have several crystals. I have pendulums. I have oracle cards. I have gifts that I use, clairvoyance, clairaudience, you know, so claircognizance. It really just depends on what you think works best for you, but I feel like a majority of you who picked this are going to want to work with crystals, especially if you're needing to get more aligned. I feel like definitely take the time to figure out which crystals work best for the alignments that you need. Like I was out and for like a week someone had been telling me that I really need to get grounded, and I was like, okay. So when I went to one of my shops, they had this like volcano, I forget what it is, but it's like this really nice volcano stone, and I touched it. I mean, like, I held it in the palm of my hand, and instantly it was like somebody had grabbed my shoulders and centered me. It was almost like I was leaning to one particular side. Like, I instantly felt it. I didn't know what the stone was for until the lady at the counter was like, oh, well, these are used, for grounding. So really figure out what works for you, because these crystals, they may play a huge role in centering you and keeping you in a positive space, especially, like you can see my huge rose quartz in the back right next to my raspberry rose oil. Like those two together, it's just so powerful. They radiate so much love in my room. I'm so happy all of the time now, almost. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, figure out what works best for you. If you need some suggestions, you can always comment below or message me on Instagram or Twitter or Tumblr, whichever one works for you. But I'm definitely here to help if you need advice. Okay, thanks, Pal 2. Bye. Pal 3 with the wand that I love so much, and I have no clue what it is. If you know what this is, please tell me. It's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous, but I have like no clue what it does. Like, not the one, and excuse my crappy nails, I haven't done them. So, Pal 3. Oh my goodness. Fairy wishing well, manifesting, expectations, offerings. Okay, there's a lot to unpack with you guys. With the number at the top of the card is 7, which is funny because 777 has been following me around for the last like 3 weeks. Ridiculous. At one point, I was like, I must just be lucky. Let's go to the casino. That's a whole nother story. It was hilarious. And before I get roasted for going to the casino during a pandemic, I was wearing a mask and I was only in there for like 5 minutes. But I feel like a lot of you have been manifesting. So constantly asking the universe or your spirit guides, however you choose to look at it, you're asking for something. But when you do this, you're not releasing the expectations of how this will be presented to you. And you're not being thankful. So when I manifest, I like to write my manifestations down on paper and burn them. That's just what works for me. But before I do that, I always thank my spirit guides for everything that I already have, because I don't want to seem like I don't appreciate my life. I want to add to the beauty that already exists, So you always want to be thankful, like, oh, thank you so much for protecting me, for making sure that I have what I need, even if it may not be what I want, for making sure my ass woke up this morning. Like, you just don't know what you're constantly being protected from, because, you have your 2 eyes, but because your 3rd eye may not fully be open, you can't really see, if you get what I'm saying. So you see, but you don't see. Which is kind of why you need to be a little bit more thankful, because I'm sure there's been a couple times where you have just been divinely protected in ways that you'll just never understand. But I digress. When you are manifesting something, please release the expectations that you have for how this is going to come. Like, I've been going back and forth with a particular individual, and I was like, okay, I really need some clarity. So, spirit guides, as thankful as I am for everything that I have in my life right now, can you please give me clarity? Manifesting clarity, a clear answer, what's happening, what's going on. And I get it in the form of news. It may not be the news that I wanted, but it was the clarity that I needed in order to properly assess the situation and figure out where I wanted to go from there. Things take time, manifestations take time, and they don't come out of nowhere. You have to be putting in the work, constantly being thankful for what you already have, and releasing the expectation of how and when you'll get said manifestation, I feel like, especially if you're working with deities, Or if you know, gods and goddesses, when you ask them for something, you're going to need to leave an offering. You're not going to get something for nothing. And when you do get what you asked for, you had better be grateful that you got anything at all. It's been something that I've seen where it's like, if you disrespect the blessing that you've received, even if it's not necessarily in the way you wanted to receive it, they will take it away so quick. Or I can't fully touch on the notion because I don't do that. You know, I'm thankful for everything I get. I'm grateful. I act a little pissy sometimes, but even when I do that, I instantly turn around and I'm like, you know what? I didn't mean it. I apologize because I need this, or I needed this, or I genuinely feel like this will help me in my life. So that would be the reason why the manifestations that I got came through. But like I said, it's all about asking the universe for what you want. Spirit guides, deities, gods, goddesses, whatever it is that you work with. Thanking them for everything that you already have, expressing the gratitude and the joy for the little things that you already have in your life. And like I said, if you're working with a deity, god or goddess, you may have to leave an offering. Some like fruit, some like honey, some like tea, some like things like pumpkins or squash. You know, depends on what you're working with, who you're working with. Always remember to be thankful and to say thank you once you get what you've been asking for. I'm so serious. Please, 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 please say thank you. Please. That would be like if you got up in the middle of the night, ran all the way around the world and did a favor for someone and they didn't say thank you to you. Would you want to do anything for them ever again? No, I don't think so. Please say thank you. Please. I cannot stress this enough. I'm hearing these messages coming through. Like, some of you, you're asking and you are thankful, but you don't express it. It's just like you turn around and then you ask for something else. It's like, just 2 seconds ago, I gave you what you asked for and you didn't even say thank you. What's up with that? We're not doing anything else for you. Sit down. Learn to be grateful. Damn. So that's what I've got for you. Pile 3. I am so sorry that, like, I just went on that tangent, but as I'm speaking and reading the card and really feeling out the energy, there's tons of people coming through talking, and so, you know, it's a lot of energy here, so I'm very hyped up and I'm very much just receiving. I'm open to receiving all of it, and it's been a great experience, but you know, it's a lot. So thank you, Pal 3, for watching, and yeah, I hope you liked the video. Bye.